Okay, we'll just do that for right now.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead radio show. You're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hey, everybody. It is Thursday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Twitch channel. Nick DeJesu wants to know, how do I get live? I think you got it if you're commenting. That would be my guess. It's a wild guess. Hello, Nick DeJesu. Hello, Sandy. Oh, never mind. There he goes. Now everybody's telling him that he's here. Yes, Nick, we got you. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. You see it right above my head. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like it and do all that whatever like stuff that goes on these things. And please share the show on all your social media pages. Hello, Lisa Silverstein. Well, she says hi to Joe, not me. Joe is here, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Joe DeJesu is here. Now,
I didn't think I'd come back. Not here. Not physical. Not Govs. I meant to Twitch.
Oh.
Talk about Twitch.
Well, yeah. All right. So that's perfect. We're getting right into it. You got to fill me in. What in the world is going on? You're fighting with Facebook.
I'm fighting with everybody.
You're fighting with everybody.
Yeah.
But now you're not that
Ready?
kind of a lawyer.
I don't want to let it. That's why I don't want to practice law. I don't want to. I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to fight with people. But now I'm fighting with social media platforms instead.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So start from the beginning. What happened?
Facebook is the where can I look? There's the camera.
This is the
Facebook
camera, right?
is the devil.
Yes,
Remember
they are.
Waterboy? Remember Kathy Bates?
The devil.
The devil.
Foosball is the devil.
Right, you're gonna lose all your fancy foosball. No, I am
The
so.
Roy Orbison tattoo on Henry Winkler's ass.
Well,
That's
Mama don't know. I am so livid, and I don't even care anymore. I don't care because it makes no sense. They just shut down my music page, and literally what they said to me was, "We are unpublishing your page because you have violations." But the good news is you have no violations. That's literally what
It actually said
their
you have no
notification
violations.
to me was for violating community standards. But the good news is you have no violations.
Now, the music page was just jam.
It was anything that I do music. I kept the music.
Right, you
separate
posted
from
like
personal.
your
But
recordings and stuff,
I mean,
right?
because of who I am as a musician, I do post music stuff on my personal page, of course.
Sure.
But anything, big shot gigs, cans gigs, anything, jam shows. If I'm playing with Allie, I get around.
Yep. Whoa, hey.
So
That's a whole different show.
yeah, but I don't know. Is it because I play cover songs? Well, everybody plays cover songs on their Facebook
That's
live
right.
shows.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if somebody reported me. Somebody's got it. I have no idea. It's happened before. There's no appeal process.
Right.
They basically tell you if you disagree with the decision, click here. You click here and nothing happens.
Yep.
There's no appeal process.
Yep.
The only way it happened before, the only way I got it back the first time was because Allie has a friend who works for Facebook.
Oh.
And she was able to, whatever she did, and then all of a sudden randomly it just came back one day.
Well, all right. Yeah. And that's what I have found. Once you're on your radar, that's it. You never.
I'm red flagged.
Yeah, you
forever.
never
Right.
come off.
Right.
That's. So we went through that in here with Facebook, which you might have still been doing jam in here when it was going on. We were getting hit with violations all the time, whether it was somebody playing a song, like you said, somebody playing a song, or we play a clip of a movie, whatever it was. But we also found that because we were doing Facebook Lives, and we would get so pumped up because afterwards it would say it would have like our numbers of views would be in the thousands, and we get all psyched up and it was misleading. We really thought we were on our way in here.
Right.
Turned out that the numbers were inflated. Facebook does it on purpose because then they go back and that's when they start messing with you because they want you to start paying for for ads for your shows.
Right. The boosting. The old boosting. Yeah.
But not just boosting. I'm talking about actual ads. Like boosting is only like what? Like
it's $20.
Right.
Right.
But I'm talking about actual ads on Facebook.
Right.
That's what they're trying to get you to do when they think your numbers are up.
Before I forget this point, because
Yeah.
you're talking, and when you say that Facebook lies, they lie. They lie. They are just flat out liars.
Yeah.
When you talk about the boost or what, I would pay $20 to boost. Why not? It tells you go from 5,000 views to 30,000 views.
Right.
Okay. So I would do a show, especially during the pandemic when we were at the height of viewers and whatever.
Right.
A couple of shows had a lot of views. So I went from having one show I had I think 10,000 views. Great response, great whatever. I boosted. I'm like, let's see how far we could take this.
Right.
The next day, 30,000, 40,000 views. Oh my God. Holy shit. Not one additional comment from any of those extra
Exactly.
30,000, 20,000 views. Not
Right.
one more like, not even an angry face. Give me something. Give me
right.
if you're trying to tell me that 20,000 people watched and nobody reacted in any way, shape, or form.
Comments and shares is what you have to look at to really get a good gauge of
Right.
if you're really getting out there or not.
Right.
All bullshit. So we weren't buying the ads. We started seeing the numbers were inflated. I was reading articles about it, and sure enough, they then threw us in Facebook jail a few times. They never removed the page, but what they did, in my opinion, was actually worse. They then were not putting out like on the news feeds, they weren't sending out notifications that our shows were live. Like, we're doing the show now. The notification wouldn't make it to you, say, for like another 12 hours. It's like, oh, you sons of bitches. So I did a ton of research and, saw that so many other people and places went through this. And same thing, like you said, they, trying to contact them. I had to go on the internet, and I mean, hours upon hours of trying to figure out what to do. I did come across a phone number.
For Facebook?
For Facebook. And I was like, holy shit. I'm telling you, this was hours.
Was it a real phone number?
It was real. I guarantee you it was real. But you're not going to believe me when I tell you what happens when I call this number. You're not going to believe it's real. But I'm telling you it's real. And sure enough, you get the automatic teller, thank you for calling Facebook, blah, 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 blah. For this, for this department, press 1. For this department, they get all the way to 9 for customer service. Okay? I hit 9. The recording, I swear to you, this is true. The recording comes on and says, sorry, Facebook does not have a customer service. And they disconnect you. I'm telling you, this is the
I believe it.
God's honest truth.
I swear to God, I believe it. It is like, I don't know. I used to watch the Chappelle Show. Remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that episode with Rick James?
Of course.
When he's grinding his feet on the couch and he's telling the story. He's like, come on, I have a lot more sense. I want to grind. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on his couch. It's like, literally, the contradiction is right in front of you. And everybody's just, okay, what can we do about it?
Well, you jump off Facebook.
Well, I put all my eggs in the Facebook basket, unfortunately.
I hear you.
And I'm, paying that price now. I don't know. I mean,
well, all right. So you said screw it, and you jumped over to Twitch. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a bit of a rocky start.
Yeah, was it?
Well, considering, to expand on what we're talking about, in order to get people to watch me on Twitch, I have to let them know through Facebook.
Right.
The irony.
Yeah.
Right. There's nowhere else because that's where I don't really go on Instagram. I don't go on Twitter. I should, I guess. But
well, Instagram's a pain too because even to go Instagram live, you have to have X amount of followers.
Right. I tried the YouTube thing too, but the problem is that once you start posting these things on Facebook, once they see Twitch, the algorithm shuts it down. I could say for a fact because I'll post something on Facebook and I know the amount of response that I'll get. I post a picture of my kids or my dog or whatever. I know it's going to have X amount of response. I'll post about a gig. It will get. I post that I'm doing anything on Twitch. It's like 1 like from my dad. Yeah. Eri. You know what I mean? Like I know that nobody's seeing it because it's getting. That's why when I post about it, I'll put like Twix or something stupid. I don't know the algorithm. I don't want to make a restaurant.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's the problem too. The fact social media for you're what 41, 42. For us, social media is not our generation, yours or mine, and so to keep up with it and to figure out Twitch and
it's a full-time job in and of itself. It's
absolutely, it is.
If I want to go and I want to perform, I have to actually practice. I have to play. I have to sing. I have to learn the songs. I don't have time to aside from that, then there's the technical aspect of it. You know.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I go through this every day. I'm trying to plan a show. Who's coming on? What are we talking about? What's this? What's going on? And then I got to figure all the tech stuff out and hope that people are seeing it on social media.
And to try to make it with the amount of time and energy that goes into it, to try to make it where it's your living, where you're actually making money and paying your bills and doing that is a whole other story because where does the revenue come from?
Right.
It comes from the people have to watch and they have to like what they're, and they have to participate that way. And it's hard because, you don't want to sit there and be like, send us money all the time.
Right.
But,
Which is the weird part because, I mean, I'm with you. To sit here and say, please send us money, but at the same time, that seems to be the thing now. People will, whether it's Twitch or whatever it is, people will go on, whatever they're watching, and they just donate, and they just throw money in. Like you're not paying for a subscription to Twitch or Facebook, but you are throwing. And and I've seen you do it, and other people, they have a tip jar or some kind of donation.
Right.
And
right. But you can't kind of, you have to. It's a fine line to walk.
It's weird.
You can't bring it up every 2 seconds. Oh, we have this. We have, you mention it, and you hope that. But yeah, there's a lot of. If you're trying to make it your job and you're trying to make it your source of income, it's got to you got to figure out a way to do it, you know.
Right. Which is also
and
weird.
Tactfully, you know.
Right.
And
exactly.
Whenever something comes in, you try to mention how much you appreciate it, or you try to comment on the Venmo that comes in or the PayPal that comes in. And Twitch, actually, they do have subscriptions. Right? I mean, I'm new to it, but actually, our first Twitch we did on Monday, and that
It was your very first one.
Yeah, it was a mess. Half the people could see the video, and the other half couldn't. So I just
Oh, really?
yeah. So it's like we left Facebook, and now we're having Twitch issues. So we'll work through it. We'll figure it out. But it's talking about it's a technical issue that I'm gonna have to spend time to figure out.
Which was the same thing when you started doing Facebook Lives. There were technical issues. Getting used to it, trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. But I never had that. That type of thing where it was just with Facebook. We never had that. It was always just trying to make the sound better. Right. So maybe the sound. Well, no, you're right. Maybe there were a couple of times where the sound would just go out or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the stream wouldn't start right away or whatever.
Right. Right.
I mean, yeah, we've been through that a million times.
Yeah.
But I get it, because there is a comfortability that from being at Facebook. Again, most people, your age. I'm 10 years older than you, so so it is two different generations. But most people in our age bracket, that's where they are. So so you just figure that's the place we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we have we have a girl that's I had several people tell me to go to Twitch.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. First of all, I didn't even know what the hell it was, but then same thing. No, but everybody's on Facebook. So the girl that's been helping me out with this, Stephanie, she said that's actually the reason to go to Twitch. She's like, you don't want to start like Facebook when where everybody was doing Facebook Live. She goes, go to Twitch when it's still on the ground level, so that you don't get lost in the mix.
Right.
So and I do the same thing. I've been freaking out. I mean, I appreciate it. I thank you, Lisa and Sandy and Eri and Nick. They just started following our page. I mean, I don't even know if I'm up to 50
it's
followers.
I think Facebook has I don't know how many, probably at least 1 billion people who subscribe at this point, right?
Right.
I don't know what Twitch has. Twitch is mostly for gamers,
right?
I mean,
that's how it started,
right? It's for live streaming, so that's obviously better in that regard. I'm not on it long enough to know, but I know that the music aspect of it, I think, only has 9 million followers. So when you go from the pool of Facebook to the pool of Twitch, it's, plus you said before, it's a generational thing. I'm so many people have switched over, and I'm so appreciative of it. But problems creating password. How am I doing this? How am I,
right?
It's like
just last night, my son said, "Well," he said you need to do, because I said the same thing. I said my demographic is not on Twitch.
Right.
I said I like to think just like MySpace, just like Facebook, just like Instagram. They all started out with the youngsters, and eventually we came in and ruined it.
Right.
I'd like to think that's going to happen here, where eventually everybody's going to come over, and our demographic will be here. My son said to me last night, he goes, "Well, you need to change your show up to make it more appealing to who's on Twitch now." And I completely disagreed. I said, I don't give a shit who or what I'm talking about. The second they go on this page and they see this bald guy with a white beard, they're just going to turn off. I don't want to watch this old man, and they're just going to keep going. And I mean, I've brought in younger comedians. My son himself has been on here. I don't know. It's just, I don't think that's happening.
I think that no matter what, you have to be true to who you are.
Right.
That's it.
There's an audience for everybody.
No matter what you do.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to come on here and you're not going to start doing something that you don't do.
Right.
Why would you do? The whole reason why we do this is because we have a passion for it, for whatever it is that we do.
Right.
So you have to find the right platform, and maybe this is the right platform, because maybe, I don't know any other people who do shows on Twitch like this. I don't know.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. Yeah.
Well, that goes to show you what I know.
But again, hopefully, because of the great people that do come in, I am hoping it catches on, just like you're hoping, because your music is great. Your show has always been fun. I like to think that these things will pick up somehow.
But the days of Facebook just seem to be, I don't know what's going to happen, with other people, who haven't had any issues yet. I thank God, and I hope that they don't have any. But I know a lot of people that have, kind of like me, they're just in Facebook and that's it. That
Right.
They don't have a big, TikTok is big, obviously, and they're always coming up with new, I think that you can go live on TikTok for like 10 minutes or something. So that doesn't work.
Right. And again, that's a generational thing.
Yeah.
My son will, in his generation, they'll sit and watch. I mean, they can't do more than 10 minutes.
Right.
No,
that's
but
true.
our age, I still think, I don't know, maybe 90 minutes for, in this show, maybe that's still too long. I mean, you do what, 90 to 2,
It
right?
depends on what, really, we just kind of started doing it again. I'm doing it from home now. I'm gonna get the girls doing it again. We haven't done a show, me, Eri, and the kids, and forever.
Yeah, who's that guy that did the show with you the other day?
Well, that's Dan Wood, who plays with me and Mike Del Judas in the Cans.
Okay.
And Michael also, his stage. He plays with Godfrey Townsend. And,
Oh, okay.
he's they're both super talented. They're younger than they're probably 27, 30 in that range, and they love the same music that I do, and they're super talented guys. And we just clicked, so we started to do the stream as like a way to rehearse just in front of people.
Great idea.
And it's great. It's been a lot of fun, but we're starting from the ground up now on Twitch.
Right.
So I think I'm gonna do a show tonight. I think it's just gonna be me, just to do a Lennon thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I want to become an affiliate on Twitch.
Right.
You have to achieve certain goals or whatever in order to do that. And then once
Right.
you reach affiliate status, then people can subscribe to your channel, which is
Right.
different than following. And a subscription is another source of revenue, which is important because
Yep.
again, I'm trying to make this more of my living, as many people who do it are.
Yep. Yep, I hear you.
But it's scary. It's scary right now. It's a brand new thing. I look up at the screen right now. I'm twitching. I'm looking at the Twitch screen right now. That's what
Oh yeah.
What an interesting name for a platform.
It's
It's
yeah.
not a very positive term.
Yeah, you're
Twitch,
right.
like
Yeah.
they call it like a stroke.
Just call it death. Death.
Seizure.com.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe we'll start our own platform. We'll call it Happy Place.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you? I'm at a happy place.
Since we're doing so well on the other ones, we
Yeah,
clearly
exactly.
know how this works.
One thing that I have been told to do, but of course I haven't done it yet, because like you said, it's trying to plan the show, then do the show, and then I engineer all the other shows. I just don't have. I got to make time to really mess with this. But I've been told to do what they're calling it raids.
Yeah.
You're familiar with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So apparently that's like a good way to really build.
Yes.
But I haven't done it yet.
A lot of what I know about Twitch was from Kenny Friedman, because he's been doing it now for a really long time.
Oh, is that right?
Well, it's really long, 2 years maybe.
Yeah. Well, I guess in
That's
social media world,
It
that's
is,
long.
yeah. And I've seen people raid his channel. I've been on a raid with him. We've raided other, and it's great because it's a community thing, right? You want to follow other people who do similar things. You want
Right.
to comment, and you want to build. It's almost like a reciprocal type of thing. So, yeah.
It's crazy. Lisa Silverstein, I'm so enjoying this, but need to interview a candidate at 11:30. Work ruins everything. Well, good luck interviewing
Yeah,
your
Lisa, good
candidate.
luck.
Thank you for hanging out with us. The show does stay on Twitch for like a week or two. So, Lisa, if you want to come back and watch the rest. And then after a week or two, I'm in the process. I'm trying to get them all, because I record them. I'm trying to then throw them on YouTube after the fact.
YouTube's a whole other.
Right. Well, you've had issues with them as well?
No, it's just another area to explore. And the question for us was always YouTube versus Twitch.
Right.
Twitch. Which one is the because you could live stream on YouTube also. So I probably watched 100 videos on which one is better, but I watched them on YouTube.
Right.
So
and that's what we've been doing for a long time. But we found on YouTube it's so comparing the two, supposedly, and I'm not speaking from experience because I haven't made money on either one, but supposedly it's easier to make money on Twitch once you get to certain places. I personally know somebody who tried to start monetizing on YouTube. I'm talking maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And again, that YouTube, I mean, think about the changes in YouTube. You couldn't do YouTube live. You couldn't watch 2-hour shows on YouTube back then. So a guy that I know, so back then he was trying to get in on the ground floor.
Right.
Started posting videos on YouTube, and same thing. You have to hit certain numbers, certain subscribers.
Right.
But he had to get it was either 100,000 views or it was 1 million views. I forget which one it was.
In order to start monetizing?
Right.
Yeah.
He hit it. Whatever that number was, he hit it.
Right.
For each, I forget exactly how the math worked, but he got $10.
Yeah. What, from ads? Is that because there's different ways to do it? But
they were claiming they were getting ad revenue.
Right.
They were sharing the. It was revenue sharing.
Right.
He got $10.
$10, right.
So it was at least 100,000 views, which is still hard to get. So whether it's 1 million or 100,000, it's still really hard to do. Even today, it's still hard to do. He got $10 for all of his efforts.
Yeah.
Supposedly this is easier again once you hit the certain subscribers and followers and then you can start doing donations, and I've mentioned it plenty of times on this show. I spoke to a guy earlier this year. I don't know the guy. I don't know if he was messing with me or not, but he claims once he was able to get to the affiliate status in 2021, he made $70,000. And I know that's not you can survive on $70,000 on. It's not a great living on long
end. $10,
right? And I trust me, I'd be happy with $70,000. So he told me that, and I was like, okay, and that kind of solidified us making the switch to see if we can make it happen. But the switch to Twitch.
Yeah, there's Patreon. There's a million different, but trying to pick which one, and all the different types of ways that you can actually generate income through these platforms. But the bottom line is that if it goes belly up ever, and that's the only place you are, you're screwed. You know, it's almost it's like betting. It's like you have to bet which platform is going to be the better one in the long. I don't see YouTube ever going anywhere. But, who knows?
But you hope if it does go belly up, you like to think. By that time, though, that maybe you've built up enough of a following so that you can post on your other social medias where you're going next and hope that the people will follow. It's a ton of work to make some money on social media. My daughter is 19 and in college. She makes several $100s a month because she has a Miley Cyrus fan page. But again, she's 19 and this is her world. Not bad for a 19-year-old, but it's crazy. Wow. It's... And that's from Lisa Silverstein.
Your 19-year-old daughter probably has more knowledge than all of us here combined because, she's grown up in this age and has probably a much better memory than I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Right.
So a lot of times I'll do research on this stuff and then I'll watch a new video and then I'll forget what I watched yesterday and what all I want to do is just play. I just want just give me a guitar, play, sing, give me a piano. It. All this other stuff, it kind of, there are people who are really good at it, and I'm not one of them. I'm just not.
And that's the key. And I think I'm going to do it again. We used to work with some local colleges where we'd get interns in here.
Yeah.
And they would get
credit.
So I'm thinking it's time to do that again. And you know what? I used to bring them into engineer just so you get your credits. You know what? You don't even have to come in. I'll give you the freaking Twitch sign in.
Just do it from
and promote the page, do the raids, whatever the hell you do on Twitch. Just do it for me.
Right.
Maybe that's the way to go. Because that's what it takes. You need somebody like this 19-year-old who makes a few $100 a month, who knows how to coordinate this stuff.
Right.
Like I said, this girl that was helping me out. She's 26. She knows all about it, but she works her full-time gig. She's a big shot with the WWE. So she's constantly traveling. So I don't see her that often. In fact, it's been probably 2 months at this point since she's been in here. But she would always come in and say, okay, what do we got? What's been happening? Right. And then she'll, mess around and she'll say, all right, we'll try this. And then I'll,
Right. The thing that's so frustrating about it is that they could do it in 3 seconds. What would take me, 3 days.
At least.
Being stuck in a room. Like our issue that we had on Monday was that half the people could see and the other half of people couldn't see. Now, I have no idea
why.
No. But I'm just sitting there trying to play songs and, talk to people and say, okay, and try to troubleshoot it all at the same time. I don't know. What do you do?
And I think you got yourself in more trouble because Ari said you had a banana muffin for breakfast. She knows that because she came home and was thinking about the muffin and it was gone.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
All right, so somebody's got to pick up a banana muffin on the way home today.
I think that I think you can probably go buy some. There's a store right down the street.
So she was out, came home to find that there was no muffin, and now you said sorry, which is good, but then you told her to just go out and get it.
Well, I'm not going to be home. Tony's going to keep me here for a little bit. It'll be lunchtime by then, and I want you to have your muffin for breakfast.
Okay. All right. It's a good save.
Good save, right?
Nice. Now, whose banana muffin was it? It was hers, wasn't it?
It was mine. I actually bought it.
Oh.
It was mine.
Oh, right.
I got her a different. I think I got you a blueberry muffin.
Oh, where is that? That's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a blueberry muffin. I had 3 packs of fruit snacks instead. Breakfast of champions. Oh, all right. She's even verifying it was yours. All right.
Okay.
All right. I thought you were in trouble. All right. So the truth comes out, though. See that we put the pressure on her, and she fessed up that.
What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine. That's the mentality.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll get you far.
You had my fruit snacks? There better be fruit snacks when I come home.
She had 3 packs of them, no less.
Oh, they're tiny packs. They're like that.
Wow. All right, so you mentioned. All right, so that's the story, and yeah, we're trying to figure this out.
Grumpy old. We're like the 2 Muppets, the 2 old Muppets right now who just want to complain and bitch and moan about everything.
That's what happens at our age, right? And it's crazy to me. I still can't believe I'm old. Now she's saying it's gross. What's gross? The banana muffin?
No, me.
Oh.
But she's probably talking about me. So
You.
gross.
And I swear to God, this is true. You know how many people, every time you're in here, I can't tell how many people are like, oh, I love when Joe's there. He's so cute. I get that all the time.
Hey.
Yep. All the time I get that from people, including...
You have all male viewers, I know that.
Well, I was going to... one of them is my mother. So...
That's very nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this fruit snacks are gross. She's gonna have her leftover chicken parm. Oh, now you're talking.
Eri?
Yeah.
Eri is not having leftover chicken.
Oh
parm.
no, that wasn't her.
I can guarantee you that.
No, that was sorry, that was Sandy. That
First
said
off,
that.
there's no chicken parm to have leftovers, and second of all, she doesn't eat anything with a face.
Ah.
Oh, Sandy, that sounds good actually. A chicken parm sounds much better than a muffin, to be honest.
I agree.
Muffin? What's a muffin? What is it? Once you get past the top layer of a muffin, it's gross. It's just.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Is that a Seinfeld episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Top of the muffin to you or something like that. I don't know.
And then
just sell the tops.
And and then they also had the where they cut the Milky Way with the knife.
Right. He's cutting the Milky Way with a fork. What's the matter with you people?
And speaking of muffins, Sandy was in here once and she showed us her boobies.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Wasn't I here when Sandy?
You were here for that?
No, I was here when Sandy was here.
Oh, Sandy's been here a few times. Although it's been a while.
Okay.
Sandy, you're overdue.
On the air? She did it?
We were on the air at the time, but she wasn't on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Did she have any signatures of any famous people on there?
Not at the time.
All the shows that she goes to see?
Yeah, not at the time, but I bet there's some there now.
I guarantee you. Billy hasn't signed your muffins yet, Sandy?
Yeah. Billy, Mike, I'm sure there's like a paw print there now.
Wait, why is it Big Shot Lola?
I don't know. That's why I asked you who that is.
And they're spectacular. They're real and they're spectacular.
That's
Yeah,
right. No,
I mean,
that's
I get
not
the Big Shot reference, obviously, Sandy, but I don't get the Lola reference. What does Lola mean?
Is that maybe she likes that song?
Is it Lola. What song?
The Kinks.
Oh. No.
No?
I mean,
I don't
I don't know if she likes it, but I mean, would she like it that much to make that her screen name?
Andrew Fremder, I love muffin top tits. Don't we all? Oh, Lola was her nickname in college.
Oh.
Why?
Sandy Lola. Let's see if we can make the connection before she tells us.
Okay.
Lola, Sandy Lola. Okay. Were you a showgirl?
Maybe it's initials. Laugh out loud. Ass. Loving.
Lots of little. What's another word?
Lots of little asses. Lots of
little asses.
Lola. Oh, she says she was a showgirl.
Oh.
Wow.
Yellow ribbons in her hair. I'm not a Barry guy. What is it? Yellow flowers? Yellow what?
I'm sure Barry has a lot of guys. Sorority names usually cannot be guessed. Oh, all right.
Alpha Pi. Alpha Phi. Wait, what?
Alpha Phi Omega?
Is it Phi or Pi?
I have no idea. I wasn't. I was never in a sorority. It's because I got Copacabana on my brain and sang it all the time.
Okay, so we did guess it.
Wow. All right.
Very nice.
Wow.
I'm proud of myself right now.
You know, I have to admit, I'm not a big Barry guy either, but I have seen him in concert. He does put on a good show.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good showman.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of his, he's got a lot of schmaltzy.
Isn't that what he does?
Yeah, but you go back to his. But his early stuff was, almost like singer-songwriter, piano.
Right.
That's the stuff I like
Okay.
of his. But
I had to sit through. What's that movie? What's the name of that movie?
Oh, a movie that he made.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Copacabana? Wasn't that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was bad, right?
I think it was probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Did I ever tell you? Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard Frank's Barry Manilow's story?
No.
Frank, when my brother was, I think, a senior in high school. What? Tony, what? Stop, Tony, you are a man and loony. No, sorry. I've seen...
Fanilo? I'm a Fanilo?
Truth be told, I saw Barry Manilow 3 times, and it was because my first wife loved him. And, we do whatever we can to score points, so I used to take her to see him all the time. Tony, I'm free to come on the show, but the first week of January. All right, let's do it. So Frank was a senior in high school. Barry Manilow was doing, something crazy, 10 or 12 nights at Radio City. And they were bringing in, the song he has, One Voice? I don't know if you know that song, but it's basically all a cappella.
Okay.
And it's him, on the recording, it's him doing a ton of, a bunch of different, harmonies and voices. So to do the song live, he needs a chorus. So they were bringing in local choruses to sing the song with him, and Hicksville High School was chosen. I don't know how or why they were picked, but they were picked.
Right.
And they were doing several shows, not all of them, but a few of them. So Frank's in the chorus. He goes in, they bring the chorus on stage and they sing the song. When the song was over, the place is applauding and Barry's acknowledging, he's the chorus, right? So he kind of goes in Frank's direction and they make eye contact.
Uh-oh.
So Frank goes like this. And he'll even tell you, he goes, yeah, when I did that, he goes, Barry kind of did like a double take and waved back. And then he just, continued on. The chorus goes off the stage. Sure enough, his people are flipping out backstage. Who waved to Barry? Who waved to Barry? They jumped, he fessed up because that was me. They got right in his face. They berated him in front of everybody. They threw the chorus out. Apparently, now Chuck Arnold was the chorus director. Chuck Arnold, where many of you know, who was Billy Joel's music teacher. He was one that actually pushed Billy Joel to become a full-time musician. He had to fight to bring the chorus back. They were going to throw the whole chorus
out because Frank waved.
And he did manage to bring the chorus back. And I forget if Frank missed any of them or not. If I remember right, he did eventually get to go back. But he may have missed one or two, or there was definitely a lot of back and forth to get him back. So
I thought you were going to
yeah.
tell me that, he wanted Frank to come backstage and, do his dressing room. Or whatever. That would have been a much better story.
I'm sure if Frank offered that, maybe this would have been all fixed in no time.
What? That's terrible.
Oh, it was awful.
Awful. I've always had respect for Barry. Now I have to think twice about that. That's upsetting.
Yeah. It definitely.
For a wave.
Yeah, for a wave. It definitely gave me a different view of Barry Manilow. That's for sure. Yeah. Stone is watching. Hello, Marianne Stone.
Hey, Marianne. How
nice
are you?
to see you. Those Walker boys were real troublemakers, says Eri. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Mother Shucker says, "Can somebody tell Joe I'm waiting for ice cream?"
See, this is the other fun part about Twitch, right? is now nobody's real names are there,
right?
So unlike Facebook, where you know who everybody is, so now it's the big guessing game. So now I know who Mother Shucker is.
Is that Dennis?
That is.
I got it. I nailed it.
Well done,
Dennis. Good to see Dennis. Thanks for joining us and chatting with us. Please subscribe. Manadouche, yes, he was. Please subscribe to this show.
Dennis, are you in Hawaii?
Oh, is he? He's back.
Well, he wrote Aloha, and he's always posting pictures wearing Hawaiian shirts and getting laid and stuff.
Yep. He's not there. He's not in
either there or in Vegas.
He's going to Hawaii in March, he says.
Ah, okay.
Dennis is good friends with Anthony Cumia and Joe Curry and all those guys at Compound Media. We've been fortunate to have some of those guys in here from time to time. Marianne Stone, I have not talked to Marianne Stone in ages, which is very bad. I know.
Now is your chance.
If you guys are looking for a great photographer for any occasion, look up Marianne Stone. She is a phenomenal, talented photographer. She's
been in here taking pictures.
Oh, she's been in here taking pictures? What? Oh, during one of your jam shows. That's right. I forgot about that. Haven't seen Marianne in a long time, which is bad. But yeah, again, we thank you guys for hanging out. We got Joe DeJesu here.
Complaining about Facebook.
Complaining about Facebook, which is why we're here. Well, we're not really complaining about Twitch.
True.
We're just vocalizing our confusion.
Right.
And nobody, I guarantee none of these guys who are watching can help us. Maybe Sandy, I would think. Sandy's a little younger and a little smarter. A lot smarter.
I'm looking now. I'm looking at the list.
Dennis, no way. There's no way Dennis knows.
No, Dennis doesn't.
If it's not a camera, Marianne won't know. See, Eri says not it. Oh, Eri, you're it.
It is
just not.
It's just so confusing. It's so confusing.
I miss the day. I say it all the time. I miss the days just hanging flyers on laundromat windows.
Yeah, that was a much simpler time.
It was simpler.
Yeah, They probably teach social media in high school now.
They should if they don't.
If they don't teach it, you learn it anyway.
Well, our Dennis says Twitch is a fine platform, but they are a tad prudish. What does that mean? Sandy says she heard a name but missed what we were saying. Excuse me. I was saying that Joe and I were talking about how confusing it is to figure out social media, and I said I bet nobody watching right now has any knowledge on it, and I said maybe you might have some knowledge. The show makes my Tourette's act up. Yeah. But we're trying to figure it out. We do appreciate you guys following us to these new platforms, and we appreciate any support. Now, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what about the show makes the Tourette's act up? Because for me, a lot of times I'm watching people on Twitch, and they have so many things on screen. It's just like, ADD Central. I see, dancing cats and, lasers and this, subscribers, and there's a million things on a tiny phone screen. And it's just, I can't. And too much stimulation.
Right, exactly. That's another thing that bothers me. It's too much.
Yeah.
Even my screen here, we're on, but it has, below us, all these different websites, and then above my head you got this please share and like the link, and then above that is the name of the show, and then you got the chat next to you. That's too much to me.
It is.
But meanwhile, that's nothing.
That's nothing for for seemingly younger people.
Right.
You don't want to generalize too much, but that's they want the minute videos, the reels,
Yep.
the 30 seconds, the 20. And we were actually doing that on YouTube for a little bit. We made like these short clips, and they were actually pretty funny. We were posting them, got good responses, and then I'm like, it's taking us 2 hours to make something that's 30 seconds. I can't keep doing that.
Right, and that's exactly what I was doing too. And again, trying to do all that on top of everything else, not to mention life.
Right.
I mean, you got 2 young girls. I have 2 kids. I mean, they're older, but they still require a lot of my time, of course, and that's where I want to be. And then just regular life. It's just so hard to keep up with it all.
Do it all. Yeah.
And then in fact, I'm going through it now at home. I'm having some trouble with my computer, so that I can't edit any videos right now. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So so these things, it makes me nuts, but it's what has to be done.
Right.
There's a comedian, he's on the rise. He's playing Westbury Music Fair this weekend. In fact, Governors presents Anthony Rodia this Saturday at Westbury, in the NYCB Theater at Westbury. Anthony Rodia he's a big comedian. He's selling out all over the country. He got his start here at Governors. He used to have a show here, and this is what he did. He worked at a car dealership. He tried comedy. He's around your age, maybe a year or 2 younger. Tried comedy in his 20s, gave it up, was working at a car dealership. He was the guy you'd sit with to go over the finances for a loan. Hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like an exciting job to me.
Right.
He spent a year researching all the social media, researching YouTube, Facebook. What time do certain demographic watch?
Right.
What do they watch? What can you, how do you promote it? Like, he spent a year doing all this, came back a year later, planned out some videos, made up some characters, and did just that. He made, anywhere from 30 seconds to 2-minute videos with these characters, and completely blew up.
Right.
Completely.
Right.
Where, like I said, selling out comedy clubs and theaters across the whole country.
Right.
Making a killing, just, again, selling out. He's playing, again, Westbury Music, NYCB Theater at Westbury this Saturday. He's playing here at Governor's on New Year's. He's tremendous. And, of course, he's making a very good full-time living at his comedy.
He had the perfect combination of both talent and knowledge of how to make it all work, which is difficult.
Very
to do
difficult.
both things.
Sandy, I'm slightly knowledgeable, but I was scratching my head the other night with Joe and the half without video. Yeah.
You were scratching your head.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, how did you know that that half couldn't watch?
Well, they were telling us. They would type it in.
So they found the feed and they were able to comment, but the actual video wasn't there?
For half the people. Yeah, they were saying can't see, and then other people saying I see. Other people were saying I can see but I can't comment. Other people were saying I can't see but I can comment. It was just.
And the ones who couldn't see, could they hear you?
Yeah, everybody could hear.
Everybody was able to hear the show.
Everybody was able to hear, I think. Yeah.
That's weird. I know you have to subscribe to the channel to be able to comment. I know that much.
To subscribe or follow? Maybe just follow.
Maybe follow.
Yeah, because I don't have any subscribers.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, you can't get subscribers until you become an affiliate, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. All right. So, so it's followers. Right.
Right.
Okay. Maybe the show can be done in Braille. Yeah, Ari said the show was black screen, but everybody could hear.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through it again tonight. I know. I mean, I don't call it a shit show for nothing, There's always something that goes wrong. And you just hope that it's minimal, But, I mean, I literally have mugs on my piano and things in my background that say, welcome to the shit show. I mean, people, friends send me things in the mail, shit show socks, just,
Right. Oh, believe me. I mean, I don't have to tell you. I know all about shit shows and train wrecks from being in this room, man. I the issues that we've had, man, you name it, and it's happening here.
But you know what? Part of the fun of it is just it's something to talk about. It's, to have something to complain about and laugh about and commiserate about or whatever. But really, at the end of it all, people just want to tune in and enjoy whatever they're watching. Sometimes
And I've had
people like to see a train wreck.
Right. I've had people tell me that we know that the show is real. We know that it gives us more of like a personal feel when we see that go on. I don't. But for me, I'm a. I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist, but when it comes to a show, whether it's in here, my murder mysteries, when I'm doing stand up, I have high expectations, high priorities, and it kills me. It makes me nuts when something goes wrong. It makes me crazy.
Absolutely. But if you think about all the videos and things that go viral, it's usually something going wrong. Somebody's videoing
right.
themselves doing something that they're taking very seriously.
Yep.
All of a sudden something goes wrong and they're like, oh, that's funny, let me post it, and then it gets a million hits.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they never would have gotten a million hits if they would have executed whatever they were trying to do in the first. You ever see the guy falling off the chair and he's doing the Phil Collins song, and as he's falling off the chair, it makes the sound of the drum fill. Millions and millions of people. All the guy was trying to do was sit down and play In the Air Tonight.
Right.
Or he had in the background, he was going to play a guitar solo, and right at the perfect time, he falls off his chair, things are falling, and it made the exact same tone of the drum fill.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So that's what we need to do. We need to go outside and just have an accident. Like, you want me to hit you with my car or something?
Well, see, now if you plan it,
Well, we're performers, we're professionals. We'll make it look like an accident.
we have to practice that first, though.
Well, we would have to practice. Dennis says, look at Vinny D'Agostino, went from FBI agent to doing stand-up at Governors. Yes, but he's still with the FBI, though, isn't he? Or is he not anymore? I still think he's some kind of spy. That guy scares me.
Who's this?
Vinny D'Agostino is his name.
Oh, it's a scary name.
I will tell you, Dennis, Vinny came in here once for 90 minutes, sat here and told us why everybody should invest in Bitcoin. And look where that is.
So he's not a financial advisor then?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he should go back to the FBI if he's not there. I don't know. But it's the Bitcoin that, like, isn't that
I don't
like?
know. That's another. I mean, talk about.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Bitcoin might as well be a social media platform because I know nothing about that either.
Yeah, I refuse to. Yeah, and maybe that's my age, but I just can't. Yeah, I just can't.
Talk about something that makes no sense. What
happened?
I said talk about something that makes no sense. How does it? I don't. Is it? It's money? Is it not money? What do you buy with it? What's the
right? And then to make it or to buy it or something, it burns. Like your computer gets all hot. You have to be careful where you have your computer. Yeah, I don't know what in the world it goes on.
Join us for more financial advice.
Yeah, buy the dip. He is a tool. Oh, he's in the private sector now. Oh, so he's killing people. He's a paid assassin.
He's in sanitation.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, hey, sanitation over here. So we're trying to figure out, and we do appreciate. Like, I know, now whether they were able to see the show or not, was it still most of your audience did follow you?
So yeah, I mean, a good portion came over. A good chunk of people followed the instructions on Facebook that I left. I cut and pasted something that Kenny had drafted a while ago. And people went to Twitch. They created an account. It was a pain in the ass for them to do it. A lot of them. And we had a nice group to join us on our first one.
Okay.
And then, the whole time I'm just saying, try to keep it going, And then it wasn't just me too. I was playing with, Dan and Mike. So we're just kind of looking around, being like, well, what are we supposed to do?
Right.
Do we start over? Do we just keep playing in the dark? Do we, hopefully it works itself out? I don't know.
Oh, so Mike was with you too the other night?
Michael also.
Yeah. Right.
Another
that's
Mike.
right. Yes. D'Agostino is cybercrime at the FBI. Now he tries to stop cybercrime for companies for a nice fee, of course, and you can pay him in Bitcoin. Yeah, I bet. All right, so and tell me about Del Judas. Are you in Big Shot now?
Yeah. Yes.
Was that a hard question?
Well, Big Shot is Mike.
Well,
you know what I mean,
true.
It's Mike Del Judas and Big Shot. So it's, he's it's like saying, it's not like saying, are you in a regular other band? It's he's got a lot of different guys. There's a core group of guys that do the bulk of the gigs.
Right.
So,
But is that you or not?
like sometimes he has the horns, sometimes he
True.
doesn't have the horns. Sometimes,
Right.
So it's like asking any of the horn players. Yeah, when he's got the horns, But yeah, for the most part, there's a lot of travel gigs that I'm on and some that I'm not. So, but yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Nice. And because you don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're not a lead guitar player, right?
No.
That's where I was confused. So you
I could fiddle.
right. So you just came on as a rhythm guitar player and probably I'm sure you're
voice.
probably one of the first people, for vocal
Well,
duties.
Carmine sings.
Yeah, but he's not.
TJ sings. Yeah, I mean they're good singers.
He doesn't like me, Carmine. I don't know why.
Carmine doesn't like you?
No.
Really?
He doesn't like me. I don't know. I have no idea why. He doesn't accept my friendship requests, and then when I see him at the gigs, I would wave to him. And then
I'm gonna have to have a talk with
the
him. Then.
first show at the Iridium. Remember, that's where we met. The
Yeah.
first show at the Iridium. In fact, he was with Stone. They were in the parking garage to leave, and I happened to be in the same parking garage. So I walk in. They were already there waiting for their car. So I walk over. Carmine looks right at me. He goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" I was like, "What the?" Yeah, it was weird.
Was he serious?
I don't know. But that was like the first time you ever spoke to me face to face like
wow.
that. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, maybe Marianne can shed some light.
Marianne,
if she's
what's the
still
story
watching.
here?
What was up with that, Marianne?
Yeah, Marianne. But how long ago was that? 18?
It was before the pandemic.
Well, yeah. Holy shit. And TJ's the guitar player.
TJ's been on the bulk of the gigs lately. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's great.
Again, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was in here with Jill.
Jill.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really, really insane and a really good person too.
Mm-hmm. I got to get them back in here.
Yeah.
We had so much fun that day.
Yeah, they were great.
But now Jules gone though, right?
He moved to Florida.
Yeah, he
right?
moved to Florida. What the hell is that about?
Yeah.
So and what was the deal? Did Mike decide he needs a rhythm guitar player, or was it because he needs more vocal help? Like, what was?
I don't know.
He just came out of nowhere and said, "Hey,
listen, Mike
join the band."
Judas says, you want to come sit in on a gig or whatever." Yeah, I'll be right. I think the first gig that I played, the other guitarist was Mike Orioles on that gig, and he doesn't sing.
Okay.
Or at least I've actually heard him sing. He can sing, but he didn't have a mic. And I guess whoever was playing sax, because a lot of times the lead sax player can sing also, but maybe for that gig they didn't have it. So the only other person on that gig who could sing was Carmine. So Mike called me up and said, do you want to come in and bring your guitar and whatever. And,
nice.
And so I did, and then since then, just got a lot of callbacks. I guess.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
He should just he should throw Folletti up there for the whole show and just let him sing.
Just let. I don't know if Folletti can sing.
I don't know if he can either.
Maybe he can.
I doubt it.
I'm sure a lot of those songs could use a harmonica solo.
Why not? Why not? Every song could benefit from a harmonica. Stone says he was joking. No, he wasn't. Fremder, musicians can relate to this. Oh, shit, why isn't my equipment working? Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to turn the power on.
Yeah, that's me. That's me at every, how many times I've called the sound guy over and I feel like I'm not getting anything.
Really?
And he'll take my wire and he'll just plug it in. Oh, oops.
I did that when I worked for the phone company. I was not a repairman. I was a lineman. I put poles in and stuff. But going to people's houses to repair phones, I was lost. And I'll never forget they sent me to do it once to a restaurant, and so I was scared stiff. I'm like, because restaurants are business, it's more sophisticated equipment. So I'm like, what the hell? So I get there, and it turns out their phones are working, but their credit card, this is the 90s, so they had the credit card machines. So now I'm like, oh shit, what the hell am I gonna? I don't know anything about this. So I just kind of make it look like I know. I'm just walking around tracing wires. I'm just getting out the screwdriver just to make it look like nothing's working. Turns out that's all it was. The phone line wasn't plugged into the credit card machine. But I was so proud of myself that I figured that out. Everything was working at that point, so I just hightailed it out of there. That's my whole story.
Well,
yeah.
I mean that would be me.
Yeah. All right. So you've been doing the big shot gigs, and then so explain the cans because you mentioned it a few times.
Yep.
Yeah. Explain what that is.
So Mike decided that he wants to start a project, and this was probably during the pandemic to maybe just after the pandemic, that he he loves playing the drums. I think that might even be the first instrument that he
I
ever
do
learned how to
believe
play.
that was his first. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said he wanted to start a band around, him on the cans or from the cans.
Is it? All right, so it's from the cans or in the cans?
From the cans.
The name of the band is
Yeah.
from the cans.
Right.
Okay.
So it's Mike DeJesu from the cans. So he's playing drums and singing, and it's also, a lot of times I guess it's hard from what I understand. I don't play drums, but I could really see how difficult it must be for singing drummers to
sure.
perform live.
Right.
Because you're all over you can't get a steady. You're not. So he wanted a couple of other singers to sing lead so that he could actually just
Okay.
play, worry about nothing else but just play drums.
Sure.
And it's also a way to, I guess, because he's singing so much with Billy and singing so much with his own stuff that he didn't want to sing fully for this project.
Sure.
So, and I think that he started it too because it's a lot of his childhood friends that are in the band.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, John Byrne was a childhood friend. He's known Mike Orioles for years. Obviously, Dan and Terry playing bass. He didn't. Terry's older, but I think they were like local guys from the music shop.
Oh, okay.
So they're just kind of just practicing a couple of times, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go gig with this. This is cool." And we've been doing it once a month at 89 North for the last year or so.
Oh,
That's
it's
a lot
once
of
a
fun.
month there?
Yeah, we're once a month.
Shit,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's laid back. We kind of treat it as like a live rehearsal because
Yeah.
we don't really ever get together to rehearse because Mike lives in Florida. So
Right. I didn't know it was once a month. Once in a while, he'll text me.
yeah,
And he'll say, "We're playing tonight. Hope you can make it." And sure enough, every time he's texting me, I'm like, "Sorry, Mike, I can't make it tonight. I'm sorry." But now that I know that it's
we're
once a
playing
month,
Tuesday. Come out.
This coming Tuesday?
Yeah.
No, see, I can't. I'm in here Tuesday night. Damn
So-
it! Is it always Tuesdays?
No, but
No?
it's usually during the week, and we've been getting.
No, I'm not taking that
You're
one.
not taking that.
No, I know who it is. Sorry, not taking it.
We've been getting good crowds during the week. I mean, we haven't even played on a weekend yet, and the place has been packed. I mean, the tables are selling out.
Nice.
It's been a really really good time.
All right, I got to try and get the.
We've had Cassandra House join us a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
so now get some female vocals in there, do some like Fleetwood Mac and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, how do you decide what's sad? Sandy said, "So sad, but it is great." Oh, I'm too far to go all the time. Got
okay.
it. Got
Yeah.
it. I didn't see that first comment. Yes. Where is Sandy now? Is she in Queens?
Queens, Jersey.
She's in Jersey.
I don't know.
I don't know. No
She'll
idea.
always be a Jersey girl to me. I don't know.
But yeah, it
That's
is.
just where she was living when I met her. At least.
Yeah, but yeah, it's out there. It's at least a half hour from here. Oh, she's in Jersey. Okay. All right. So here's my question then. So you're playing this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Name your price, Joe DeJesu. Name your price to get you and that Del Judas guy in here on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Here?
Yeah. Name your price.
Name my price.
Yeah. How do I make this happen?
I don't know.
You can't. You don't have
Next
pull
time,
with that guy.
Well, when Mike texts you next time, write back to him. Well, I'll come to your show and you come to mine. How about that?
That's not a bad idea. I'll put him on the spot like that.
Well, right now he's across the globe.
Oh, that's true,
He's
yeah.
playing in Australia.
Yeah.
So
But the show happened already, right? Or no?
they did New Zealand.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
So Australia's next. Yeah.
And then I guess he's flying straight to New York, I guess, after?
I don't know, but we
Wow.
do have a gig on Tuesday, so
Right.
I'm assuming he's
That guy's nuts, man. He's
all
nonstop.
He's all over the place. Yeah. I couldn't handle that traveling schedule. I know that.
Well, think about Billy, 70-something years old and doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although he gets to come home and just...
I was gonna say Mike's got all
Yeah.
the big shot stuff, on top of that, which is, and then the can stuff, and then his own stuff, and then, he does his live from the porch
Right.
thing, on Facebook.
Well, but that's exactly what we said before. When you have a following, you can get away with just doing your show. You don't have to worry about all those other things. I mean, it's just people see his name and they'll just jump on and,
Right.
and watch. Where
Right.
we have to work harder. Sandy's going to take a shower. All right, Sandy, I'll set up the Zoom. You can talk to us while you're showering.
Hey,
Hey,
make sure to watch them muffins.
and not just the top. She's mad at us though. She's like, what's wrong with you? How do you not know where I am? Because you're always moving.
Yeah, really.
She's moved a lot.
She has.
Yeah.
She probably hasn't. I don't know.
I think she has. Was she in Connecticut for a short time?
I don't know.
We've
had her living in like every state. Somebody just said, why is it? What is that? Just a box? Am I reading that right?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, that thing's set up to your phone. I see now. Okay.
Yeah, that screen is set up to my phone. Yeah, so that we can, so that everybody can see the comments. Yes, the bottom muffin. All right, so yeah, today you mentioned it briefly before. Today is the day. 42 years.
Yeah.
So wow, so you were born the year
Same year,
Lennon
yeah.
died?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So how did you become such a big Beatle head?
I don't know.
Really?
I guess. You all right? Yeah.
I'm good.
I guess I just got exposed to them. I think my sister's Abbey Road CD. I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, but the first time I listened to them was, the first time that I actually bought my own Beatles set was the anthology. That was my initial exposure to all the Beatles, the whole catalog was the anthology versions.
Which is strange because it's all demos and unfinished recordings.
So when I actually bought the real albums, I was like, wait, that's not right. I like.
Wow.
I almost like the anthology versions better because you like the first thing you hear. Better.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And so so you were what, 15 when it
14,
came out?
15. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy to me.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 5 months old when John got shot.
Wow, that's insane, man. It's crazy to me to think that the anthology is almost 30 years old. Well, at least 20. Yeah, it's 25 years old at this point.
And they just keep coming out with new things and new remixed, remastered every couple of years.
Yep. But I love that stuff.
Do you get all the stuff?
Absolutely.
You buy all the box stuff? Yeah. What do you think of the Revolver thing?
I love that stuff. See, I don't care if we're talking about TVs, movies, comedy, music. I love the whole creative process. So I love hearing early versions of these songs, and then then you start to learn. You pick up on what stayed in, what just the whole development of it all. I love that stuff. So I do.
You're a big music buff.
I am a crazy music
so much
buff.
about music,
and I can't sing to save my life. I can't play an instrument.
So weird because
nothing.
your brother is.
He's the musician.
Musical.
Yeah, but the other side of the coin is he's not funny.
Only when he's waving at Barry.
Yeah, exactly.
Only when he's getting kicked off at Barry Manilow shows.
Yeah, he's the musician. I leave the music to him. But yeah, a huge music buff. I have at least 6,000 CDs in my collection.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a whole library. But I love that stuff.
And you got to have the best music, really. Because I can't listen to what's out there today. It's just.
I go back and forth on that. I personally believe the 60s, 70s, and a bit of the 80s best music.
And the 90s.
All right. Okay, I'll give you that. And it's lasted. But I don't know if that's, again, just a generational thing. Will, 20, 30 years from now? Like I had a few months ago, a comedian was in here. He's 24 years old. He had no idea who Huey Lewis is.
Okay.
So 20 years from now, will people still be saying that the Eagles from the 70s was the best music?
I think so.
Yeah?
I do. I really do. If you go to a Billy show and you see how many young people are there. Go to a Beatle Fest and you'll see how many young. I mean, these things, it's being passed down generational, and it's not like, when you were young and your parents liked music from the 40s and it's really not like that. Music was real. It's just not real anymore.
I mean, I'm with you. There's nothing that's come out in the past maybe 15 years that, in my opinion, has stood really the test. Maybe there's a handful of songs.
I don't say it in an old curmudgeon way.
Right.
I don't know who's singing because everybody sounds the same. It's
Right.
all so processed. It's all through auto-tune. It's all there's just no character in anybody's voice.
Agreed.
There's no humanity in it anymore.
And it's all business. Nobody's trying to last.
Yeah.
It's all just, let me get that one hit that I can make some bucks off of.
It's all formula. It's all. I mean, if
Yeah.
anything, the producer should get the credit for whatever anything sounds like because
Yep.
just take anybody, bring them into a studio, and make them sound good. It's
true.
Really, so whoever's coming up with the beats, the idea, the production, all that, they should be the artist, I think, because I don't know.
Yeah.
It really. the guys that I play with are much younger than me, right? They're Dan and Mike. We're on 20th Century Classics is the name of our Twitch channel.
Okay.
Because we're doing songs from basically 1950 to 1999 and they know all this stuff.
Right.
And that's the stuff that they like too because it's just much better.
Yeah, I do agree. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want it to be true. Like, I want the young people today to have their own Eagles or Beatles or Billy Joel. I want them to have that and experience that.
Yeah. Well, they have the internet. We didn't have that.
Well, true. Yeah, so they'll, maybe you're right.
Did you see that chart on, I guess it was on Facebook, I don't know, where it talked about key changes in songs. And how there used to be key changes all the time. And there was a chart that just showed how, like, the 60s, 70s, what percentage of songs had key changes. And now it's like nothing.
Really?
Like songs are just 3 minutes and there's a formula and it just all sounds perfect and it's just not good.
Yeah, that makes me sad.
Songs don't go anywhere. There's no bridge. There's no,
That does. That makes me sad. Dennis is asking, Joe's Twitch 20th Century Classics.
Yeah.
He's asking for a link. See, like, I don't even know how to do that on here.
That was we still don't have a band name, but at least we have a channel name because you really want to put in there what you do, and basically just doing classic rock and top 40 from the 20th century.
Yeah,
like really nothing after 1999.
Stone is complaining. Mike is too low. I just turned it up. It sounds fine.
I can get closer. I'm sorry.
It sounds fine on my end, so I appreciate you telling me.
Eric, what's wrong with the 90s? The 90s were great. The 90s had great music. Grunge was great. I don't care what anybody says.
Grunge was great, but grunge didn't last. Like when you say the 60s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, like those decades as a whole had great music from beginning to end. The 90s started out with grunge, but it didn't last to the end of the 90s.
But it did there were guitar-based rock songs that were still in the top 40.
Yeah, okay.
Toward the end of, of course you had the boy band stuff, and of course you had hip hop and all that, but you still had, in the late 90s, you still had a decent amount of rock stuff that was
absolutely
still good.
Sure,
sure. And hip hop's great.
There is some great hip hop. Absolutely,
it's real. I just want to hear something that's real. I want to hear that whatever the person's singing, it means something to them.
Yep. Yep, I'm with you. There is good music, says Eri. It's just not the Beatles. Who is Eri's favorite group?
Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. You guys met at a Beatle Fest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she sings.
She
right?
does.
Yeah.
She sings. She plays guitar.
Nice. That's what you need.
I'm waiting for Dennis to write that the Beatles are overrated. Has it come out yet?
I can't see our kids as adults listening to No Doubt. Yeah, I would agree.
Well,
some of that stuff in the late 90s, which was great, but I don't know if it lasted, like Smash Mouth and...
Yeah, but all the kids now know All Star. It's like an online joke.
Right? But wasn't that in... Well, yeah, they know it as an online joke. They don't know it as a great song.
Right.
Who's the other band that had a bunch of hits in the 90s? Every Morning and...
that's Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray, thank you.
Yeah.
Like... that was what the 90s kind of
That's
ended
what you think of when you think of the 90s.
Well, when I think of the late 90s.
Right.
No, when I think of 90s, I'm with you. I think of Nirvana, and I think of Foo Fighters.
Right.
And I think of Alanis Morissette.
Right.
And Soundgarden. Which,
right.
and, of course, Pearl Jam.
Right.
One of the best concerts I ever saw was Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And I think if it wasn't for Nirvana and Pearl Jam, I don't think... They saved the 90s when it comes to music.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see. And to be fair, it's not like that the music doesn't exist right now. It's just that it's not mainstream. You have to go find it.
Well, and Sandy brings up a good point. She just mentioned Billie Eilish and Ed Sheeran. They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
absolutely.
are great. And obsessed with Brandi Carlile. Yeah, she's very good too. Right said Fred saved the 90s. Yeah. Back in the day, she was considered an all-star because she smashed Mouth. Please don't encourage him. Please.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It was funny.
But the thing with Ed Sheeran and Billie Eilish and all, those records are still very polished records, like overly polished.
Yeah.
I like raw. I just
I hear you.
If they have a lot of YouTube videos of putting these older singers through autotune and what it would sound like.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it's like Aretha Franklin. I mean, it's like sacrilege to do that.
Right,
But
right.
it's for educational purposes because it will show you that those guys didn't always sing perfectly on the line, but
Right.
it was because of that.
It was
that
the
made
feel.
them great.
Right.
You know?
I watched. Did you see this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction?
Yeah. Yes.
Man, and I remember I watched the Eurythmics, and I swear to you, I almost like teared up. I'm like, I missed that band.
Yeah. They were
Annie
great.
Lennox. I saw Annie Lennox in 1995. Tremendous concert. I mean, what a voice.
Yeah. She's phenomenal.
And in my opinion, some people might laugh at me, but I think she's absolutely beautiful. Even when the Rhythmics came out, I was like, oh my God, who is that woman?
Right.
Even with the short red
Yeah.
hair, like as funky as
Yeah.
that was back then, I was like,
Yeah.
But back then when they came out, people were saying the same thing. Oh, it's synthesized and it's not, real piano or guitar. Meanwhile, I look at that now and I'm like, man, that was a great band.
Right.
And they rocked it at the induction. Holy shit, they knocked it out of the park.
The 80s sound didn't really age very well.
Right.
Because of that. And I think you kind of proven the point right there by saying that, a lot of that 80s production that people were complaining about back then, it didn't age well.
But there were still great songs, though.
Well, I look at The Bridge. Look at Billy's album.
Okay.
It's one of his least liked albums.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the sound. I don't think
Yeah.
it's because of the songs. I think the songs are
Oh,
all
there's some great songs.
But I mean, it is what it is. Those
Yeah.
those 80s tunes are what they are, but they're great songs. And the people really sang.
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's see. Suzanne Fascino. Hello, Suzanne. Holy shit, it took me like an hour and a half to get signed up for this freaking Twitch.
Yeah,
That's all we've been talking about, this, Suzanne. That's all we've been talking about. Do you know Suzanne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Yep. Fantastic. Kids are fantastic.
Yeah, we need...
We need more of them.
Yes, absolutely
kind of
right.
what we're talking about.
Suzanne, are the boys home during the break? Because I'm thinking in between Christmas and New Year's, I usually take that week off. I'm going to do at least one show, maybe two that week. I want to get the boys in there together. Aries, Mother Shucker is too sexy for his Twitch name. Sandy, I'm dying for Annie to go back in concert. Yeah, she's fantastic. Sandy says she saw her with Sting. She is insanely amazing. Agreed. Jay Cantor says...
J-Man. What's up, J-Man?
Thanks for joining us. Please, if this is your first time, please subscribe or follow, whatever it is you got to do.
Whatever it is you can do.
Yes, whatever you can do on Twitch
There
that
are
shows you
buttons
like
there.
this
Just
show.
click buttons.
Hit every button you see and see what happens. Annie Lennox gets me sweet dreams. Yep.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like the Baseball Hall of Fame, right? It's just reason for people to have debates.
Yes, but I like the debate. I like
You
it.
like the debate, and and the performances are great.
Yes, especially when they're bands that haven't played together in a long time. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Carly Simon, Olivia Rodrigo, I thought she did a good job
Yes.
on You're So Vain. Mm-hmm. I think Sarah Bareilles, who's also awesome, love
Yep.
her.
Yep.
She did Nobody Does It Better. Did a really good job of that.
And where else would you see, but at a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where else would you see somebody like Dolly Parton singing with somebody like, I just had it, Judas Priest lead singer?
I didn't. That's at the end. It must
Yeah,
be at the
the
end.
finale.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't make it to the end.
Oh, okay,
I have
yeah.
to finish watching it.
Dolly Parton and who's the Judas Priest lead singer? I had it, and also I'm having a brain fart now. But yeah, they're singing. Was it Jolene? I think they were singing Dolly Parton's Jolene, and he took a verse, and I'm like, where else would you see this? I loved it.
Wow, that's a great song. Now, what happened? She didn't want to be inducted.
Right, but then she changed her mind and said, all right, if you people want to put me in, then I appreciate it and I thank you, and I'll show up.
Is that
So-
like the biggest reverse psychology play in the history of?
Well, to take that even further, she's announced that she's started it. She hasn't finished yet, but she's recording a rock album.
Oh, okay.
And she said that she wants to record, one of the songs she wants to do is Stairway, and she wants to get Zeppelin to come in and record it with her.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's happened or not, but I read an interview where she said that, where
Yeah.
she's trying to get them.
Yeah, and if they release it, it's going to be auto-tuned to death, I'm sure.
I hope not.
Did you hear the new Queen song?
Yes.
Did that sound like Freddie to you?
At times.
At times, but
I was just
so
happy to have a new
disappointed.
Queen song.
I know, me too.
But I'm
what
with
did
you.
it really sound like?
Yep,
You
you're
know?
right. It was an unfinished tune.
I don't
so-
care how. I just want to hear how he really sang it.
Right. No, I'm with you.
You know,
I'm with you.
It's a good song.
It is good. It is. Kenny Friedman is watching. Hello, Kenny Friedman. Rob Halford. That's what I was talking about. Thank you, Suzanne.
No, Kenny Forgione. It's Kenny
Oh,
Forgione.
did I read it?
Papa
it's Kenny
Luca
Forgione.
is Kenny Forgione.
Oh, my apologies. Hello, Kenny
What's
Forgione.
up, Kenny Forgione?
He's also been in here. The last time I saw him, he asked to come back. Kenny, we got to make that happen. Kenny, next week?
Kenny, what is Papa Luca? I want to know because I'm trying to understand people's names with their real names and their Twitch names and what's like. Hi, it's Eri is obviously just a greeting from Eri, but now we know what Big Shot Lola is. Now we know what Mother Shucker is. What is Papa Luca 1?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Your girl thanks you for her friend's lifeline because she's obsessed.
All right.
Yeah.
Name who are your top bands that are not in the Hall of Fame that you feel should be.
I don't know if I could speak intelligently enough on it because I'm not sure that the bands are not in or whether or not they're in.
Oh, Kenny's not telling us. He said it's a nickname with a long story.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Has to do with sex and drugs and rock and roll. Oh, Jethro Tull. All right, there you go. There's a good one. They're not in.
Jethro Tull's not in. Okay.
They're not in. They should be.
Let's see. Well, you have a lot of rappers that Eminem
Okay.
just got inducted. So clearly, if rappers can be in, then
true.
You're missing a bunch there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is Kenny Rogers in? Because we're talking about Dolly Parton. Is Kenny Rogers in?
I think he is. I'm not positive, but I think he is.
Are the Bee Gees in?
The Bee Gees are in.
Chicago's in now.
Chicago's in.
Doobie Brothers. They were the long-time holdouts, right?
They were the long-time holdouts, but Jethro Tull, that's a pretty long holdout. And I'm going with I think the top of my list is Bad Company. And that's a pretty long holdout, too. I mean, it's you have to have 25 years since your first record to make it into Hall of Fame. I mean, Bad Company, they're coming up on 50 years since their first album.
What about Badfinger? Are they in?
No.
They had a ton of hits.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I'll go with you with that one.
Yeah.
They should be in.
Is every solo Beatle in?
Yes.
So Ringo's in by himself?
Yes. Just got in maybe 3-4 years ago by himself.
And George is in by himself?
Yes.
Okay. And Paul is in.
Paul is in.
What about Wings? Is Wings in?
I think Paul, when he was inducted as a solo artist, they included all that Wings stuff.
But Danny Lane should have been there then because he was in Wings the entire time, right?
True. You're just saying that because, you kind of know the guy? Do you know Denny Lane?
I don't know him.
Oh, I
no.
thought you did for some
No.
reason. Darn, I thought you Godfrey Townsend and all those guys because they all play with him sometimes.
Well, I mentioned Godfrey before because we were talking about Michael, but yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I've met them. I just don't know them.
Right. No, I agree. Denny Lane should have been included. Although he got in with the Moody Blues. They were nice enough to include him in that.
Okay.
And My Monkey should be in. That's pretty much the reaction I get from everybody on that one. Freddie Mercury, before he became a musician, went to school to be an astronomer for the study of black holes. That's what I get for reading from their comment.
Yes, Kenny knows Denny. Kenny and Denny. They're Kenny's got the concert for Bangladesh coming up.
Yep.
Finally,
February.
It's finally back.
And it's at the Space, right?
It's back at the Space, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Denny's done that a couple of times.
We were just talking about it the other night. Tom Sanfilippo, do you know Tom?
Yeah.
He has his. He
still
took your slot, so he's in it, and he mentioned it the other night because he plays.
It's definitely going to sell out. Anybody's watching, get your tickets for that.
Great show,
that's a phenomenal show.
Yeah, great show, and they always have special guests like Denny Lane or Gene Cornish from the Rascals has been there a few times. Yeah, they get some cool people to join them.
Yeah,
I recently, you mentioned Badfinger. Sometimes like you just get curious to hear something, and I was on the internet and I forget somehow Badfinger came to mind. And one of their members, in fact, I think the only one that's still living, Joey Molland, he has, I came across a solo album of his, a fairly recent one. So I was like, just for shits and giggles, I was like, let me hear some of the sound. So I'm listening to some of it. And so I start reading like who's on the album.
Yeah.
And I see Julian Lennon. I'm like, oh, that's cool. 3. I think it was like 3 songs. Kenny Forgione. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So then, so of course that made me even more interested in listening to these songs.
Right.
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But
Did Kenny play on them?
he sang. I think he sang on them. On 2 or 3 songs.
Oh, now I got to listen to him.
Yeah, I'll.
Kenny, if you're still watching, can you shed some light on which songs did you sing? Because I want to check them out.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. Give it a try, Joe. I was just at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year, says Jay Cantor. Yeah, I went in 2014 or 13 when Linda Ronstadt was inducted and Nirvana was inducted. Man, that was so cool.
You went?
Yeah, and
in the crowd, like you were.
Yeah, wow. And Nirvana had Joan Jett sing a couple of songs, and what's that girl, St. Vincent, sang a few. There were a few girls that came out and just sang lead. Peter Gabriel was inducted that year. Kiss was inducted, but they didn't play, but saw the 4 original members on stage.
Okay.
Who else was inducted that year? The E Street Band was inducted, so they played.
Wait, they weren't already?
Bruce went in by himself.
They got a separate induction?
Yep.
Did they have a separate career?
No.
Wait.
Yep. It's like a side. They have like a sideman category now, so they made it and Bruce inducted him, and it was really cool of Bruce because he actually said, he goes, when I was inducted, he goes, I selfishly said, no, I'm going in myself. Like the Hall of Fame wanted the E Street Band. He said, no, I'm going in by myself. He goes, and I'll tell you right now, he said, I sat, was it his house or Steven Van Zandt's house, in the kitchen fighting with them about it and explaining to them why I felt that way. He goes, I was totally wrong. He said, not only was I wrong, he said, but now Clarence is dead. He goes, and he doesn't get to enjoy this. He totally just came right out and admitted how bad he messed up.
Oh, my God.
But it was cool to watch because they were past members of the E Street Band with the current. So it was, I love that stuff. So
I always thought that Bruce was like a stand-up guy.
Well, that was a stand-up thing to do. He fessed up to his own shortcomings.
That is true.
I mean, none of us are perfect.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Who else was? Hall & Oates was inducted that year, and they sucked. They played, God, they were. I don't know if they thought they were the Dead or what, but they would play that, and they had such great tunes in the 70s and 80s. But they were doing these long 10-minute jams at the end of each song. You're not the Dead. What are you doing?
Hall & Oates were doing what was Daryl Hall doing that? Was he playing?
Yeah, he was playing just strumming a guitar. Who knows if it was even plugged in, but he's strumming a guitar.
Wow.
I'm like, what? You guys could have played another, 2 or 3 more songs instead of jamming. What is this?
Was that? It probably wasn't even televised.
Yeah, probably not. They
edited that out.
Or they show the speeches during that part.
Right.
Cat Stevens is. Oh yes, Cat Stevens was also inducted that night. I got to see Cat Stevens that time.
Carol Kay should be in. Yeah, definitely. Bass player. Yeah.
Oh, she's not in.
Well, she was a session.
Yeah, but I thought
player, right?
I thought she got in as a session player. Maybe I'm wrong.
She's not it? Wow.
Wow, yeah, I'm surprised.
Who's New York Girl?
I will tell you off the air who New York Girl is. For whatever reason, she doesn't like it known who she is.
Oh, okay.
Cat Stevens was inducted that year, right? Yeah, so that was before he started touring, and now he's pretty much since then he's been touring regularly. But at that time, he hadn't toured in years. Yeah.
He's alive?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's still out there doing his thing. And he's pretty much calling himself Cat Stevens again. He's kind of gotten past all that religious stuff. I do not want others on Twitch channels to know who I am, says New York.
Fair enough.
Because she's world famous.
Well, hello to you anyway.
Yeah. So I want to see my monkeys get in there. Damn it.
You want to?
All right, favorite Beatle. I'm not giving you a chance to pick up my monkeys. All right, George.
You know why?
Go ahead. Why?
I think Paul is the most talented. Clearly.
Okay.
There's just no doubt about that.
Yeah. Agreed.
I normally change who my favorite Beatle is. It's never Ringo, as much as I love Ringo. It's never Ringo. I mean, I love Ringo. But it's just
sure.
But I'll go through my phases of John, George, whoever I probably know the most Paul original material because he has the most. But after watching the Get Back stuff last year, I felt so much for George that I'm gonna always answer George from now on. Like Rubber Soul is my favorite album. I'll always answer Rubber Soul. Yep. But I'm just gonna always answer George from now on.
And we talked before about how much I love the creative process and watching the creative process. That documentary, to see Paul write Get Back almost from scratch.
Yeah,
I mean, I
pretty sick,
couldn't believe
right?
what I was watching.
Yeah.
Like, I remember thinking too, how did they leave that out of the original movie? That blew me away, man. You just sit there and you're watching Paul McCartney write one of his best known songs.
Yeah.
That blew me away.
Everything that he did just sounded good and just sounded right. Just like it's and to think there's like 54 more hours of stuff that we didn't even get to see, right?
Yep.
But we'll probably get to see it in 20 years. They'll probably.
It's amazing to me how
again.
much that there's still stuff to put out. It's crazy to me.
They have a brilliant marketing.
Yep.
Monster machine.
And all right, we're going to geek out for a second and talk Beatles. Did you know that Peter Jackson, who made that documentary,
Yeah.
they have signed him to do another project, but they
For
have
the
not.
Beatles?
Yeah, but they have not said what it is yet. I personally believe they're going back to the Hamburg stuff, and they're going to clean up those live recordings, and they're going to put something out.
It's going to be a visual though too.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if they're going to have a documentary guy on it, I would imagine that it's not just going to be audio. It's going to be right.
True. They would have to be. Yeah, maybe they have some footage. There is some footage out there of their early years,
Yeah, I would imagine.
but it's not a lot. but
they've had things tucked away forever.
It, again, blows me away how there's still stuff to put out.
That's why they still stay relevant. That's
Yeah.
why Beatlefest is still a thing. That's why.
Right. I've had Billy J. Kramer in here twice. I got to get him back in here.
Oh yeah,
He was fun.
he's always a guest. I think one of the guys from Badfinger is going to be there this year too. I think.
Oh, at the Beatlefest, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be Joey Molly.
Well, yeah, he's the only one left.
He's the only one left. Right.
Unless they're wheeling somebody in, I don't know.
That's the other problem with Beatlefest is that they're kind of running out of. We joke around all the time. It's like
Yep.
who's going to be next year? It's going to be the guy,
Right.
John Lennon's cab driver's son.
I don't know if I ever told you. Years ago, I knew a guy who was in the insurance industry, and in Hicksville in the '90s was a CD shop called Purple Haze, and one of the owners still is a close friend of mine. So I used to hang out there all the time. I'm not a drinker, so that place was like my Cheers. That's where I hung out and just
Right.
hung out with the guys and talked and caused trouble. But there was a guy that came in that knew one of the owners. He's an insurance adjuster, and he got the job. There was a flood at the Dakota
Okay.
where there was damage
Right.
in Yoko's
Okay.
apartment. This guy had to go take pictures
Okay.
of the damage, and he took it upon himself. And this was before digital cameras. This guy had actual film,
Yeah.
had actual pictures that he
Right.
showed us. But he was able to not, like, he took pictures of the damage, but nobody was really paying attention, so he took pictures of the whole place.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles.
Right.
Now, we didn't know at the time, and obviously we'll never know, but there was a room. It was just a normal room, white walls. There was nothing on the walls, but you couldn't see the floor because on the floor was nothing but stuff of John's, like music stuff. There were guitars, albums,
Oh wow.
pictures. I mean, and you just look at these pictures, and you're looking at this mess on the floor, but of all this collectible
That he
stuff
had.
of his.
What year was it?
This was mid-'90s.
So okay. Wow.
Now, we don't know if this was hung up on a wall and organized, and then the
Right.
flood ruined it. We
Right.
have no idea. But at the time this
See
picture
what
was
was
taken, it was just a mess of stuff on the floor. I mean, we didn't see his Rickenbacker, or did we? It's hard to remember now. But
So where are these pictures?
the guy showed them to us, and then he
And-
took them.
and now
Like,
he's-
he didn't
yeah.
make copies for us. He just showed us. And then,
Wow.
I don't even remember the guy's name. I'll have to ask my buddy because my friend
Oh, that's
who owned
really
it.
Cool. Yeah, I'd
I'm
love to
still
see
friends with
that.
him.
That's nuts.
And we still talk about it to this day. We're like, holy shit.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Couldn't believe we saw those
Probably-
pictures.
Yoko probably sold a lot of that,
I wouldn't be surprised.
right? Didn't she get rid of a lot of it and didn't give Julian or whatever?
Yeah,
that
right. There was something like
debacle
that.
was? John and Yoko farming beef, raising protein quota. Sometimes they make love and art inside the Dakota. What?
He says the Beatles were a novelty act.
Yeah,
He
no, I
said.
saw that. I told you Dennis was going to come in and,
Yep.
and say that they were overrated.
Paul's daughter is doing a documentary on Abbey Road. Yes, I saw the trailer for that. That looks
Oh, yeah,
really good.
Yeah, I didn't. My dad told me about that the other day. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that looks really good. You ever been there?
Well, we go to Strawberry Fields, so we're talking about the Dakota. We go there. Actually, there's probably going to be a bunch of people there today.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
But we go there every, at least once a year. I never went to England ever.
I went I went to visit Elio once and had the. I'm not a big. I mean, maybe a little bit. I can be a little bit of a history buff. Like I went to Gettysburg and I love that. And I love going to baseball sites. I love a little bit of that stuff, but I don't have interest in seeing like somebody's childhood home.
Right. Yeah.
Like people that aren't from Hicksville. Like people bug me all the time about going to see Billy Joel's childhood home because they know I know Hicksville.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not taking it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But going to Abbey Road,
The studios or whatever. Yeah.
when Elio took me there, I did. I was like, whoa.
Right.
Like, holy shit. And of course, we took the picture crossing the crosswalk, but they don't let you pass the gate. Like you're not allowed to even enter the parking lot. But when we were there, there was some kind of construction going on in Abbey Road. So there were a bunch of construction workers walking around and stuff. So Elio says to me, he says, he goes, I don't know when you're going to come back to England. He says, got to get a picture of you at the door, and it says Abbey Road, And I was like, well, you're not allowed in. He goes, let's just go there. I'm like, screw it, let's go.
Wow.
There's a guy at the gate checking in the construction workers. Elio just puts his head down, doesn't even look at the guy, just walks right past him. I'm following Elio, and I just look at him and go, how you doing? Like that. You
got to pretend like you belong. That's all right.
And he's construction, so here I mean, he's English, but here in New York, I just had to say it like The Sopranos. How you doing?
There's less chance they're going to mess with you
with
your New York accent.
Exactly.
Right, that makes you 37% tougher. How you doing?
Walk up to the steps. Elio he snaps quickly. Boom, boom, boom. 3 snaps. Just like that. Sure enough, the door opens. Big black guy. Looks right at me. You can't be here. I go, what? He goes, you can't. He says a little meaner. You can't be here.
Right.
Elio says, okay, no problem. Gone. I'm like, thank you. And gone.
And but
I got the pictures.
Right.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, see that stuff's that's interesting. I know Patty Boyd's going to be at Beatlefest this year.
Oh, is that right?
I started to try to read her book, and I'm like, I don't care. I just, like.
I'm the same way. I don't care about your personal life. Tell me about the music. I like to know who played on stuff and how they produced it. But no, I don't care that. Again, none of us are perfect. I don't care who slept with who. You all slept with each other. You all did drugs. We all know that. We've all been in crazy situations. It has no effect on me. I enjoy you for the product that you put out.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and I don't like the people that pretend they know somebody. Well,
you also know too that she's coming out with, she's trying to make money off of whatever, so she puts things in there that who even knows, it's her version or what she thinks people are going to want to read or whatever.
But her book, the best thing about her book, she had the last known photo of Paul, George, and Ringo together.
Okay.
So that alone, I bought the book.
Right.
We're geeking out here. Yeah, exactly. It was photoshopped. It wasn't even them. The other day I walked outside and accidentally stepped on a beetle. I felt bad because I thought nobody would have to die twice. Eri loves them all and made John rest in peace on his anniversary. And I'm sure a lot of people go. In fact, Jeff Skelsey, who sometimes co-hosts with me, he's going to be here tomorrow. I know he's going there today.
Is it nice out?
It's not bad out there. It's in the 50s.
Oh, it's actually.
So it'd probably get a big crowd. But I get it, and I get a little sad today too. But I had one of my closest friends died 2014, and I try to remember people on their birthday. It's a more positive thing, and it's when they came in, not when they left.
Right.
But I do on the anniversary of his death. I'm sad every year, and I try to get out of it, and today's kind of a little bit like that.
Right.
It's hard to believe though. It's 42 years, man. I mean, that's how old you are. It flies, right?
Right.
It flies.
Yeah. I get Facebook notifications of last year I was John Lennon this. 2 years ago I posted something John Lennon that. It's and it feels like I just did that. Like like Lyric and I posted a video of us doing Imagine, and it was like I think 3 years ago now at this point. I'm
crazy.
Like, wow, we just.
It's weird to think the man has been gone longer than he was here.
Yeah.
That's just insane to me.
Right.
Jay Cantor wants to know if tonight's jam is just you or will Michael also be present?
It's just going to be me tonight, Justin. Just me doing some... hopefully, at the very least, I'll be doing something. But
yeah, right.
Hopefully Twitch will cooperate. But yeah, the plan will be to do some Lennon tunes.
And you're from there. I used to date a chick that loved Badfinger. Thank you. John and Yoko. Oh, you read that one already. Let's see. All right. I was in the Dakota in the 80s, says Sandy. I became friends with a girl that lived there for a while. Oh, wow. I know some tours let you go inside the actual studio, or used to. Yeah, Abbey Road. That was in the 80s. They did it. I think they brought it back for a short time, but I'm not sure if they're still doing it or not. Yoko singing sounds like a cat being murdered. I used to play Yoko music regularly on here, and I haven't done it in a while. It just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh.
You gotta give her credit. She just doesn't give a shit.
And there were bands like the B-52s that label her, Yoko, as one of their biggest inspirations.
Very well. She's avant-garde, right? That was her.
I once took one of Frank's. I once took a video of him singing one of his originals, and I put Yoko like screaming behind it. It's ridiculous, but I laughed my ass off.
Is she alive still?
She is alive.
Right.
Supposedly, she's kind of not doing well.
Right. But she's older than John, right?
Yeah, she's
like by a couple of years.
Quite a few. I want to say 7. I don't know if I'm right about that.
Wow.
Yeah. So he would be 82 this year.
Right.
So yeah, so she's almost 90.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did you ever see a video of Yoko singing?
Oh yeah,
Billy
the Big Shot thing, right? Where she's singing Big Shot.
Oh yeah. I think that's the same footage that I took.
That you took for.
Yeah, put it on Frank's thing.
Does she have any album? Like what?
Oh yeah, she makes tons of
her
albums.
own albums.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a few because John and Ringo have played on some of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she has a lot of albums. Yeah. It's something. Oh wow, look how late it is. Wow.
Hey now.
You brought the guitar. Do you want to do one song before we go, or no?
Nah, I'm not involved. Nah.
You're just mad at Facebook. Joe's writing a new song, ladies and gentlemen. It's called "Fuck Facebook in the Face."
FFB.
Triple F. Fuck Facebook in the face.
Yeah, I'll play tonight.
Are you working on any new stuff, or you got anything going on?
I haven't had time to write or record anything new. I wish.
Yeah. Your stuff is good, pal.
Oh, thank you, dude. And thank you for always being supportive and
absolutely
helping me promote it and all that stuff.
And I am crediting myself because I was one of the people that told you to go to Twitch. I was the guy that got you started doing jam in the first place.
That's very true.
Thank you. Thank you. Always good to see. Exactly. Yes. Oh, sorry. Did I just kick you? Sorry. Joe and I playing footsies. Thank you, brother.
Yes, man.
Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Kenny Forgione, I'm serious. Next Thursday, if you want to come in, let me know what your schedule's like. New York girl. Jack worked on the Michael Jackson video Bad, and Yoko showed up on set with her. What? Showed up on set, and her and Jackson went off and did a bunch of drugs together, came back, and Michael Jackson was a mess.
Wow.
I heard that. It might have been Jack who told me that, New York girl, that years ago. Her husband is Jack. He works on movies. I think he told me that back in the day that Yoko used to walk around like, you know how Schwarzenegger used to have a guy just carry his cigars and have his cigars at the ready for him. I used to hear that Yoko had a guy Coke. He would just have the Coke at a ready for her so she could just grab it and do it.
Are you
wherever
kidding?
she was.
Oh my God.
I shouldn't say that because that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that's what somebody told me once.
I'm learning a lot about celebrities today that I didn't know that I don't. The next thing you're gonna tell me that Michael Jackson, did other bad things.
I don't know. HBO did pull that special. They found out that some people lied on that thing.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
People want to get their whatever,
Yep.
He was never convicted.
Right.
Technically.
It's true.
But neither was OJ, technically.
True.
So
that's true too.
One of the many questions I ask when I leave this world, whoever's going to be greeting me, whether it be wherever, I have 2 questions, and it's OJ and MJ. Those are my 2 questions.
And JFK. No, you're not.
Nah.
Yeah. I want to know those 3 things, and I want to be able to like things about my own personal life, like who said this about me or what really happened in certain situations. I hope that like before we go to heaven, we get into this area where it's just like we have a screen and a computer and we just get to punch up, show me this in my life.
Right.
And you get to watch it like a movie.
Yeah.
You get to see yourself and you get to see like the things that somebody didn't tell you, or something you've always, why did this one say this, or why did this one do this to me?
Right.
Just punch it up and you get to
Just
see.
to clear everything up
Yep,
before
just
you
get the actual answers. So you get some time to, to see all that, and then you go to the gates.
Yeah, no,
I would love that.
right.
Yep.
I would too, but I would only have 2 questions.
That's it.
Everything else I don't want to know. Anything else that I lived through, no, I don't want to know.
Andrew Fremder, awesome musician. Joe is a great guitar player. Jay Cantor says Joe is the best.
Wow, you guys are making me blush. Thank you.
Fremder, in Neverland, it's time to go to bed when the big hand touches the little one. That was good, Fremder. That was one of your better ones.
Oh, wow.
New York Girl, good to see you,
boy.
Joe. Stay
wow.
well. It wasn't Oswald, says Ari. Like a reality show tell-all. No, not a reality show tell-all. Like just the actual footage of what happened, like what I missed, what somebody did when I wasn't around. And then, I get to see what actually happened. All right, we're out of here. So that's tonight at what time?
Probably around 8 o'clock. Yeah, but we're definitely doing every Mondays. Every Mondays. I'm tired. Every Monday, and hopefully every Thursday. But tonight definitely around 8:30.
20th century what?
20th Century Classics.
20th Century Classics.
Yep.
Look for that on Twitter. Thank you, Dennis. Same to you. Kenny, again, next Thursday if you're around. Stone. Let's figure something out. Let's get you in here too as well. And yes, we'll get we'll get Sandy back in here in January. That'll be fun. All right, so today is Thursday. We got nothing on here tonight. 20th Century Classics on Twitch. Thank you, Ari. Tomorrow we're back here. Me and Jeff will be here, and I believe he's bringing his nephew. My son, I believe, is coming in tomorrow as well. Maybe next Thursday. Kenny, I'll be in touch. That would be great. And bring the guitar, but I will reach out to you.
Best to Sue, Kenny.
Yes.
Miss you guys. I haven't seen you guys in like forever.
I saw them this summer at Village Green Park right here in Levittown. They started with the year. What year, Kenny? Was it 64? They played the number one song to every year, and they tried to get as close as today as they could, but they ran out of time.
The number one song from every
year.
Like, not like every year. There's one number one song.
Right. Like what's the number one song from 1964? Whatever it was, they played it.
According to like Billboard.
Probably.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they played it and they went. Yeah, they went every year, and then.
Wow. I would like to see that set list.
Kenny, you must have it somewhere. Yeah, it was a fun show.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
That's cool. I'd love to watch that show.
Oh, it was every year on that date. Oh, all right. Sorry.
Okay, now it makes right because I know that there's several number one songs throughout the year. So how?
Yeah, but usually at the end of the year they have like what's the best one? Don't they usually do that?
Like for like a Grammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I screwed it up.
I don't.
The number one song on that date. So it was, I don't know, was it July or August? I think it was. So whatever that date was, they played the number one song from that year on that date.
Okay. Very
But
cool.
either way, it was a great show.
Yeah.
New York Girl, I'm going to Discord to tell people I know from other Twitch channels to tune in. Thank you very much. See that too. Discord, I know that's like a place where
I've never
people
even heard of that.
Yeah, it's some like a group text type thing. It's where people talk to each other. Like I know like you mentioned, Twitch is a video game service.
Right.
Discord was, I think is Discord like the app they use to talk to each other when they're playing the games? It's something like that.
Wow.
But thank you, New York Girl. Yes, of course, that's okay. Any help. We like to build our numbers. Of course, we're trying to monetize. We're trying to build this. I know for me personally, the more numbers we have, that increases, the number of the chances of getting,
Exposed to other people, right?
exposed to other people and getting good guests. I mean, I've been fortunate. We've had Kevin Pollak on our show. We've had Bill Champlin, who used to be in the band Chicago. We've had members, cast members from The Sopranos. But it always helps when I'm, because when I do book these people, I say we're seen around the world. We have, thousands of subscribers and followers, and there's no doubt in my head some of these people look at it and say, they see 100 views, they're like, fuck that.
Right.
I tried hard to get John Stamos because he played last night at the Paramount with the Beach Boys.
Oh, right.
So I wrote to him, I was like, you're in the area. Would you like to stop by?
Right.
You never know. Again, I got Kevin Pollak because all he did was email him on Twitter, and he wrote back.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I just watched Casino the other day.
Me too, actually. I did
really?
watch it the other day, yeah.
He's great.
Oh, he's
a great actor.
Yeah, he is fantastic.
John Stamos, man.
Yeah, who cares? Now I don't like him.
Screw you, Uncle Jesse.
That's right. That's your next song. Fuck Facebook in the face, and then screw Uncle Jesse. That's the B-side. You guys should have the Muppet Band in the studio. Would love that.
Yeah, and then we can sit in the corner like the old guys and just
Exactly,
make fun of them.
Yeah. Discord is a big thing now. It's not just on Twitch. All right, well, again, I have no idea. I had to download the app because my daughter created a major Miley Cyrus Discord. Wow, there's some major Miley Cyrus
Discord. Okay.
Yes.
Now, it's just what we need. It's just another thing
Another thing
to look up,
figure out,
and
yep.
fail at.
Discord sounds like something I went to the chiropractor for. Yeah, pretty much.
What, Discord?
Yeah, right.
That cord? What?
All right, we're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Jeff, who's going to Strawberry Fields today, so I'm sure he'll talk about that. My son Zach will be here. He's been working on some movies. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. And then Donversations is on tomorrow night at 8, so we'll have that ready for you. Fun show, says Lisa. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Please go check out 20th Century Classics and keep checking us out, too. We really appreciate it. Everybody have a great day. Thank you again, pal.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. Anytime. All right. We'll see you guys later. See ya.
Ciao.